Right, well, it is time for us now to move on to our next segment. It's time to go all international, to be honest with you. All thanks to our friends at Momentum World. Regular viewers will be quite familiar with the Europeans programme, but for those of you who want to know more, please allow me to introduce our next guests, Johanna, Sarah and Vera, who are from Germany, currently completing their European Solidarity Corps volunteering at the German YMCA in London. That was quite a mouthful. I think I got it right. Hello, everyone.
Hi there.
Hello.
Very good to see you. Thank you very much for having us today.
No problem. Thank you for coming on the show. I hope I didn't mess that up at the start there. It's lovely to see such happy faces there.
Yes, you did it perfectly. We couldn't have said it better ourselves.
Don't big him up too much, guys.
So, could you please introduce yourselves? Because I definitely, myself, I am terrible at remembering faces and names. So, go for it.
Okay, so I could start. I'm Sarah. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Münster, it's a little town. In the north, like middle west of Germany, but it's like 3 hours north from Cologne. If you know Cologne.
I do know Cologne very well, actually. Yeah. I've been over there quite a bit.
State. Yes, and. To the question with the evening meal, we have our evening meal between 8 and 9. No, sorry, 7. Sorry.
Depends, yeah.
Oh, so you're quite late eaters then.
That's right.
Okay, and who have we got next?
I'm Johanna. You can also call me Johanna. Either way is fine. I'm from the north of Germany, so I live 1 hour away from Hamburg, and yeah.
So Johanna, sorry about that. I did wonder when I read it out. I thought I'm probably getting that one wrong. So my apologies for that one.
No worries at all. I like both ways of this.
And of course, finally,
my name's Vera. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Taunusstein, which is part of the commuter belt of Wiesbaden, which then again is close to Frankfurt, which might be a city that is more known commonly. So from the countryside, so this London experience is really a change and much fun. So now.
Brilliant. So tell us a little bit about, you've just mentioned there, I was going to ask you, where are you guys currently based? You say London. How are you getting on so far?
Pretty good. With restrictions easing, it's getting better every day, really. We came here in the middle of lockdown in the end of December, just in time to get a pre-settled status. So I think we arrived on the 30th of December. And now, of course, we've been able to, share this experience of things getting back to normal. And now we can explore London in a more natural, fun way than we were able to in January. But yeah, we're really enjoying it.
I can only imagine what it was like before that, because obviously it's been quite mad here, as it has been all around the world. I'm glad you're enjoying your time here. It's nice to see such happy, smiling faces. Question for you, though. What made you choose the UK, and London in particular, as your destination of voluntary service?
So for me, I should start. Okay. It was a big point that I am based in an English-speaking country or Spanish-speaking country, because I also wanted to improve my language skills. And additionally to that, it was just, Great Britain is the closest country to Germany where you can go and speak English. So, I just wanted to come here, and that it was in London in particular was just like a coincidence. So it wasn't planned really that I go to London. But due to personal relations, I found this placement here in London and applied for it. And luckily I got accepted, and now I'm here.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. What about you, Johanna? What do you think about?
Thank you. So I have a very similar reason. I also wanted to improve my English skills, but other than that, it was pretty random. Because of COVID, a lot of my projects I applied to got cancelled, and I was searching in the European Youth Portal for placement, and I just got very lucky. I found the YMCA, and just the work, how it was described to me, was it sounded really, really nice, very versatile. So that's, I think, the main reason why I applied here.
Brilliant stuff. And how about yourself, Vera?
I think for me it was, well, I've always been quite a fan of the UK, and very much into British culture stuff, and have been wanting to go to the UK for a long time. And then Brexit happened, and I wasn't sure whether it was even possible to come here anymore. And then this came up, and I was ready to go to kind of figure out what's going on across the sea. Over here, London, of course, is, I think, a very particular part of the United Kingdom, and a very special environment, very different from my hometown, which is nice. It is very, as you said, versatile. But we're also going to do a trip through the UK, trying to get to know different places, different parts of it, which I'm very much looking forward to kind of get the bigger picture of this culture and nation.
Yeah, it'd be great for you to actually get the chance to have a little look around and that. Obviously, sticking with you, Vera, you talked about the differences between London and your hometown. What would you say is the most surprising or unexpected thing you've come across so far?
Surprising. Oh my God, loads of things that you wouldn't probably think about normally. Maybe what I found quite surprising here is how very easy it is to get in touch with people from all over the world. It doesn't take a lot to reach out, even in lockdown. I mean, of course, it's been much harder, I imagine, than it would have been if all of this wasn't taking place during lockdown. But it's very, very easy to get in touch with people. Everyone's putting on a smiley face and getting in touch. On the other hand, I feel like it can take a longer time to really get a close relation to it. I think in Germany, if we were talking in the way that we do talk with many people that we meet here, it would be very close friends. Here you kind of start with this easy way of communicating with each other, but it takes a little longer, I'd say, to really get into this close connection stuff.
It's really interesting to sort of get this kind of almost like an outside perspective on how people see it. Well, it is always a different perspective, isn't it? When you're on the inside of something, it's hard to see that outside perspective. So to get your girls' kind of ideas and views on it, so it's a good way of thinking about. Are we doing things right? Are we doing things wrong? Who knows? But I think it's a really good way of doing it. What about yourself there, Johanna?
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. I really like how polite people are over here as well. I think we can learn a lot from that. As even I am constantly learning, but I also think because I'm also from a small town, for me it's fascinating to see how you are in a city and you walk or drive for a long time somewhere and you are still in the same city. I think that's an amazing experience. So that was very surprising for me.
It's a little bit different for us down here, I think, isn't it? You and I drive for 1 minute, 2 minutes. We've gone 2 towns over.
Yeah.
But yeah, up there, I can imagine what it's like. Have you been to London before?
A few times, yeah. And it's to be honest, compared to us, we are Cornwall, so we are very much down south of the UK.
Yeah.
And when we go to London, it's like, wow.
It is quite big.
Yeah.
So I very much feel what you're saying as well about having lived out in the sticks a little bit. It's very, very different, especially just when I just moved to a town for the first time. It was like, I actually got a services nearby me, not 20 minutes in that direction. It's so hard to find things. It's so weird to have such a wide variety on your doorstep. But anyway, I'm letting it get away from me. What about What about yourself, Sarah? What's the most sort of unexpected, exciting things you've been finding?
So yeah, first of all, I can totally agree with Johanna and Vera. So it's very multicultural and such a huge city that so in my hometown you could just like cycle through the city in 50 to 20 minutes, and that was the most surprising point which I learned here, is cycling, because in my hometown it's just so normal to take your bike or ride your bike everywhere. We've got really good streets, and like the lines for cycling are separate from cars and pedestrians. And yeah, it's very different to cycle in London than to Germany, and especially my hometown, because cycling is just a big thing there. And it's not just that you cycle for fun like people do over here. Here in London, people cycle either like for sightseeing with these Boris bikes or Santana bikes, or for example for racing. So there are a lot of people in sportswear, and they go everywhere really fast and from here to there, and you sweat either the ones or the others, but it's not really common to use the bike just to go to work or I don't know, your hobbies. Probably because the city is so big, and one day I took my bike and wanted to see some spots around London, and it took me 3 hours or 4 hours, and I cycled 30 kilometers on that day, and I was still in London. And in Germany you will be in another city, and over 7 hills.
Wow. So obviously, guys, the reason we've got you on the show today, we want to hear all about the organisation and the work you're doing. But before we get into that, can you tell us, maybe Johanna, a little bit about the process of signing up and becoming a volunteer?
Yeah, sure. So there are a lot of different processes, but for us, we could apply through the European Youth Portal. So there's like, you can you sign up. There are a lot of different organizations, and you can apply for many different programs. Our programs is with the European Solidarity Corps. Those are mostly for 1 year, and then you'll see the different organizations that have a contract with the European Solidarity Corps, and you can find so many new organizations. Sadly, this is the last year that this is possible in Britain, but I think it's still like amazing that we can stay here for the last year, that we have got the chance. But there are also lots of different ways. You can apply to like a general platform that will send you anywhere in the world, or like Sarah, you can have a personal, can get through relationships into a project. It's there are so many different ways, and it's pretty easy.
It's lovely to see that there is that accessibility for it. It's not such a difficult thing to be a part of. Sarah, can I ask you a slightly different question? Could you tell our audience about the organisation that you've been working with in a bit more detail?
Yeah, sure. So we are here at the German YMCA, and the German YMCA, so as volunteers, we have tasks that are based like in the community. So the German YMCA really tries to support the local community, and in general, gathers a lot of people that are interested in Germany, or Londoners that moved here from Germany and still want to be part of the German community. As volunteers, we have different tasks. Some of them are related to the German YMCA. So, for example, we've got German classes for retirees, a parent-toddler group over here, and the German YMCA also matches au pairs with families in London. And so we are involved in all of it. But there are also tasks that are apart from the German YMCA, and really go that we offer like our time to support the community. For example, that we go to a food bank and help over there, to a hospital, or to a charity. Yeah, Johanna wears the volunteer uniform from the St. Mary's Hospital, or a charity that supports adults with learning disabilities. So we've got a huge variety of tasks, and can have a look in every single one, and gain new experiences, and learn in different environments.
Brilliant. It sounds like, you cover such a variety and range there. It sounds absolutely brilliant. Vera, what would you say is the German YMCA's main mission?
I believe that it tries to connect the local community with maybe like, I don't know if you can say ex-Germans, but like people that moved here from Germany, maybe some of them like 30, 40 years ago, so a very long time away from home, kind of giving them a place where they can meet other Germans and like share histories. We also sometimes, this is now coming back again, it wasn't possible during lockdown, but visiting elderly people in their homes, just having a cup of tea, just really letting them have a chat together. And I feel like this is what they are trying to do, to build up from the ground and like involve pretty much anyone who's willing to share and to build up. So trying to, I think this is maybe something that they are trying to do right now, to talk to both young as well as elderly people, finding dots where they can connect those two, but also those individuals between like in their age brackets in a way. So trying to really, it's very much about a community spirit and creating places where people feel welcomed, and doing something together.
It's really lovely, because that's kind of what a lot of people are trying to do at the moment. We'll see with lockdown having such a detrimental effect on people's mental health of all ages. And it's lovely to see so many people, much like yourselves, doing what you can to help people sort of get back up rather than stay in this sort of horrible sort of black hole that's been made because of it. So going on to maybe what's been a bit more challenging between you all, what would you say each of you has found to be the most challenging thing about your placement?
Honest answers.
Maybe the first thing that comes to my mind is lockdown. In two different ways. First of all, of course, it was just more difficult to make contact. I think otherwise we all had plans to, like, I don't know, join a choir, all those different ways where you can meet new people just over sharing experiences. But on the other hand, also because at our organization, just many people weren't working. And our supervisor, for example, we haven't met her yet. Like, we meet her regularly online, but she's never been here. And also in the office, we spent a lot of time on our own, which is great in many ways because it enables us to come up with our own ideas and set up our own projects. So we do have a lot of freedom, which is great. But on the other hand, of course, it is missing in a way that, I don't know, getting feedback regularly and stuff like this. So like the work situation for the German YMCA itself definitely like influenced our experience. Yeah, this is what I found challenging.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree too.
And what would you... Sorry, Sarah, carry on.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. No, we're fine.
Oh, no worries. So Sarah, what would you say? Obviously, a lot of young people, it's very popular to be volunteering abroad now. Why should young people consider volunteering?
Volunteering has, a lot of advantages. So first of all, you can improve your social skills because you're obviously working with a social organization, and you gain a lot of skills. So for example, for me especially, I wasn't used to write that many emails or call different people, but also like your language skills, of course, like within like these emails that you write regularly, you improve your language skills, and another thing is also like the culture, that you have different food, different behaviors, different traditions, and for us it's difficult sometimes to experience these things because we are like in this German bubble, because we're living together and working together, but still like these cultural aspects somehow come through. So in the end you got a lot more than you actually thought you would gain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And keeping sort of on working out how people can get involved. How do you think organisations should get young people motivated and involved? Because obviously, at the end of the day, you need someone there to be able to help you be able to do all this. What do you all think organisations should do to help?
Want to start?
Yeah, sure. I think just telling you that you have it is possible for you to create something on your own, or if you have any, if you notice that there's something missing, that you can try and do something yourself. You can start your own project. They will support you. That really helps if like an organization motivates you in that way. For young people, I think they have so many new and creative ways of looking at things, and many ideas on what you could do. And if an organization supports that and lets you know that it is possible to actually realize your ideas, then that can be a very I think valuable. Oh yeah, enriching experience.
Great word.
Teamwork. That was good.
And Vera, in terms of thinking to the future and employment, would you say that this experience would help towards that?
Yes, absolutely. I think in many ways, this is maybe also might be the main reason why I decided to do like a gap year. I mean, many people, a gap year is very like controversial thing. Many people think, you go on holiday for a year because you don't want to study anymore. And I feel like when you go from like I didn't want to go like straight from one system into the other, like continuing studying straight away, because I feel like this way you do not gain any sorts of work experience, even if you do internships. I mean, we did this at school for like 2 weeks, and it just doesn't give you a right idea of like working in an office or just showing up for a certain kind of work every day. And I feel like this is something that really, it's great to do in this kind of, it is like a safe environment. You can do it here. It is still a voluntary service, so it's kind of like a trial run in a way, maybe. Which is great because you gain all the experience that you would gain if you would just go to work straight away, but you are allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to try again. You get many, and you have many incredible people around you who are just there to help you out with this, who are willing to do everything to make you grow in a way. So I feel like this experience is definitely something that, on the one hand, like helps me to find out what I actually want to do, to get to know myself better in terms of how do I like to work? How does work, I don't know, what does it mean to me, and how do I want to do it in the future? And then again, realizing what it is like, and like hands-on experience that you can use later on with the skills that you've learned so far in like your actual job later on.
I know exactly what you mean as well about the whole. We did something very similar at school. We only got a week of work experience, and like you said, it's just not the same sort of thing. You always get that with any kind of job, that sort of honeymoon period where it's always nice and fun and shiny, but you don't get down into the nitty gritty and see what it feels like to actually have it as a full-time job. So yeah, I can see what you mean with that one. And it is a bit of a lighter question for you all. Do volunteers get any free time? Because obviously, with restrictions gradually being lifted, do you have any plans to explore further into the UK, maybe outside London, if you can find the edges of it?
We are working all the time. No, just kidding. Yeah, of course, we've got free time. So, at the moment, by contract, we work 7 hours a day. But due to COVID, it's often a bit less. But yeah, on the evenings, we've got our free time. Sometimes under the week, like we explore London or have different hobbies. So, for example, I'm going to a handball club. Handball isn't that common. Sorry. Do you know? If you don't know handball, it's just like a sport.
I've not heard of that.
And we don't want to get in too much detail because it would take too long.
Fair enough.
Maybe the closest thing that you'd know is netball.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
It's still different, but it's really common in Germany to play, and in Spain and France, and so. But yeah, and we've got also holidays, so we're planning to go to Cornwall, or like not really in Cornwall, right? I think so. Yeah. And also Wales on the first route, and after that we are going to the north, so Scotland, and so Lake District, Edinburgh, Inverness, and then we are coming home, Newcastle.
Very lovely.
Lots of travelling.
So that's it.
I like that. And you guys will probably hate me for asking this question, but I have to ask it. Does that free time involve watching the England-Germany match last night?
I'm out.
We thought if we could have chosen the date, this is probably the worst day to live interview at Germans. And congratulations for your great win.
That's very sweet.
We've got one of our guys in the back room just came out into the green room just going, yeah! He's been doing that constantly through today.
We've been to a German pub actually, out of security reasons, but it was full of English. And they were, I have to say, you definitely are the better singers.
Yeah.
And after we went out, on our way home, many people were very aggressively telling us that they really did that.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, there are, and I feel like the only position where I feel like I can bear that England, won the match is while I'm staying at London, and semi-finals and finals are taking place here, so at least we can kind of share this whole football experience.
Yeah.
I've already made a few comments here that were not maybe quite so football positive, and I've been sort of taken out very quickly for it, so I'm not daring to comment any more on football because it doesn't end well for me.
I'll talk about the match.
No. We'll move on. On a final note, guys, are there sort of any other initiatives or anything else you're part of that you'd like to share with our audience today?
What we are currently working on or trying to do is one of the things we do is like environmental stuff. So, for example, we've set up like beach cleanups with YMCAs that are close to the coastline and trying to do beach cleanups. So, if anywhere so any organizations are listening close to the coastline, hit us up. We'll get a train ticket and do some beach cleanups with you. And other than that, yes, we're actually trying to connect young people in London. But I guess I don't know if anyone's listening close in London or close to London, or I don't know, searching for a place to share experiences with other volunteers. This is something that we're trying to do right now. So I don't know, maybe we could share our social media. It's at German YMCA on Instagram.
Yeah, find information there.
Yeah, so this is actually basically where you see everything we do and all about our work.
Fantastic stuff, ladies. It's been lovely to have you on the show, have a bit of laugh, but also get the information out there as well. It's lovely to see you're also happy about what you're doing. I hope that you can really use the time while lockdown's lifting to do all these kind of this exploring that you want to do. Hope you enjoy Cornwall when you come down here. It's been great to have you on the show. Please come back again another time as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye, guys.
Yeah,
Absolutely lovely.
Camera.
You can learn more about Johanna, Sarah and Vera and their volunteering at www.europeers.uk under the latest news section. That was a lovely conversation with the lady. They seem like they're having a wonderful time doing what they're doing.
Yeah, what an experience and what an opportunity to learn as you go.
So to find out more, obviously you can go to Europeers.uk as mentioned, and they are at Europeers UK on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. There we go. And you should be able to see that on your screen now too. Perfect. Brilliant stuff.
Enjoyed that. What lovely ladies.
Yeah, you got your cheeky
I had to
England.
ask. Come on. Come on. They took it in great spirit as well.
They did. They're absolutely fantastic.